Hello everybody, this is Jason again. Welcome to the First Topic Tuesday. I decided to go with a story time about vacation out west. It was back in 1999, just graduated from high school. I had nothing to do for that summer, so I went with my family, with my mom and dad, my sister, and made a trip out west. We left around 5:30 in the morning and hit the road. It was it what kind of car my mom had? I forget. I think it was a Dodge, not Dodge Charger, but it was a Dodge. It was like one of those family cars of the 90s. My dad drove straight to through St. Louis. Saw the thing on the road, St. Louis Gate Bridge. Well, I forget what it was just not beautiful, but it's just odd. I mean, then we drove straight down to Arkansas, straight through straight through Texas. My parents pulled off the road, and we slept at some kind of a rest stop. Was in Dallas, Texas. One of the beautiful sights I've ever seen is the sunrise over Texas. That was so beautiful. Then we went to New Mexico and Arizona. In New Mexico first, we went through the Petrified Forest. It was a nice place. Only thing was shocking. They have Native American Pueblos there with cattle grazing on government land. I mean, but then we went to straight to Grand Canyon. Was pretty cool, but you see one hole, you see them all. I mean, the ground. I mean, one of the park rangers was like 7 foot tall. I just remember that. I mean, you weren't allowed to drive around the canyon, but if you had a park pass and you're disabled, like my dad was disabled. My dad is disabled. He was a disabled veteran. He got one of those passes, and we drove around the Grand Canyon. It's just you see one hole in the ground, you see them all. There's a lot of Native American stores. They were nice, but some of them were just Chinese cheap shit. I mean, I think it was on this was one that on Avalo land or some reservation we went through. They were selling a store was selling a rug from made. Looked at it, it says made in China, but it was nice. It was nice and hot. Then we went straight into Utah, Salt Lake City. That was the cleanest city I ever seen. No trash, nothing on it. The ground. It had this smell of salt in the air. We ate at this Italian restaurant was converted into it was converted. Its town restaurant was once used to be a Mormon church. It was converted into a restaurant. Pretty good food. I don't remember what it's called. I don't remember what I ate there, but then we went to Mount Zion and Bryce Canyon. That is a better canyon than Grand Canyon. You get to walk into it, the canyon. You walk into the canyon. It was nicer. It's nicer. It had trails and everything in there. You could walk all the way to it to see some ruins and stuff. Pablo ruins. Then we went straight into Cody, Wyoming. We stayed at this hotel that was used to be a office. It was a pretty nice place. I'm just remembering back. Almost 21. It's almost 20. It was 21 years ago. I bet. But it's good. Good. We went to Cody. Cody. Wild Bill Cody's museum. They have a Native American museum. All kinds of artifacts, stuff like that, was given to them. They had a guns in museum in the same building, and the American Western Art part of the museum. It was so nice. I would recommend seeing that if you're ever in Cody, Wyoming. Then we went to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It was a tourist trap. If I were you, avoid that. Remember, it was a big tourist trap. Then we went to Idaho. Then to Montana. I forget. It was the lake. I forget. Maybe the name lake was Bozeman Lake. Oh, that was a nice big lake. It was supposed to be a natural glacier lake formed when the glaciers receded. It was nice. Montana, it was beautiful out there. Then when we drove through South Dakota, uh, we stopped at this bar slash restaurant. I had my first legal drink in South Dakota because the waitress told us at the time that 18 was the drinking age, but in a couple weeks, the drinking age would turn to 21. So I had my first legal beer in South Dakota. We went to see Mount Rushmore. It was a gimmick. You see one face carved in a rock. You see them all. But I would recommend you go see the Crazy Horse monument. Is better than Mount Rushmore. Then my dad drove straight through through Chicago, Illinois, at night, 3:30 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. Those people drive like nuts. They're crazy. I don't want to go through that type of traffic ever again in my life. Those people drive like nuts. They drive like you give a gives they drive like someone who was speeding on crack and coke, speeding on crack and LSD and uppers all at the same time. I hate to use that reference, but never used drugs in my life, so I don't know. That traffic was so freaking hectic. The rush, the rush back home to Yorksville. So it was a good Mason's trip. I mean, If you like my content, please like and subscribe and share wherever in the world you are. Have a good day, good night, bye.